Maruchan superfans are everywhere. From the busy moms who want to deliver maximum flavor in a flash to dorm room diners who want to put some slurp in their step. There are a ton of copycats you could use, but if you want to bless your bowl, there's only one true Maruchan. Whether you choose instant lunch, ramen bowls, yakisoba, or restaurant quality gold, Maruchan is the only ramen worth obsessing over. Smiles for all. Maruchan. See what all the ramen hype is about at maruchan.com.
'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com.
What we call the mummy wine culture, which is just this massive thing that's going on in the world, which, like you said, Vic, it makes us think that because we're mums, we almost should be drinking. It's a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really affects our kids. What do you think?
Well, I just think it's the wrong message. All of it is the wrong message. I was involved in mummy wine culture. Like I was the one with the massive, space helmet size glass of wine on Facebook, pouring beers down my neck. Every photo of me on Facebook, for the last 15 years is me with a glass of wine in my hand. So I was pushing mummy wine culture.
All you.
It was all me. I invented it. I think I did.
You're the culprit.
I am the culprit. I am.
And now you're trying to turn it all around. This is your way of not feeling guilty anymore,
what a hypocrite. I almost hate myself. So what mummy wine culture does, it normalizes drinking, and it makes you think that drinking is the only way to have fun. But something I discovered recently, I was on someone else's podcast recently, and we were talking about this exact thing about wine culture. And she said, do you think your children felt rejected when you were drinking? And I thought about it, and I thought, yes, I was always choosing wine over them.
Yes.
So my way of dealing with their bad behavior was to say, you are annoying, therefore I'm going to numb you out by drinking, and I need to drink to be a good mum and to numb out your behavior. So that was the message I was passing on with that, and I didn't really think about that until much later, until actually I'd stopped. So that you're creating a feeling of rejection within your children by drinking in front of them, I guess.
And just something on that as well for when they get older, you a lot of the time when they're going from A to B for their social life, what you're seeing now is a lot of parents are just giving kids Uber accounts. So a stranger can drive them from A to B because they're too drunk to do it themselves, or they're over the limit and they can't do it. What kind of message is that giving to your kids, that you'd rather than be driven around at night by a stranger than not have a drink and go and do it yourself? The drink's more important.
Yeah, that's crazy, actually. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. So, it causes a lack of respect.
It does,
within that relationship, I think, doesn't it? Yeah. So also safety is what you just talked about. I mean, hospital trips was something we talked about in the last podcast. Yeah, falling off wall,
blowing off
drunk parents. I don't know whether that's a good look. I was probably embarrassing. I was slurring. I always had red wine teeth. I always had a big rash on my chest. And also was giving them the impression that I guess I didn't care about myself. Like, I don't care about myself. I'm going to make myself ill now. Because all they saw was the hangover. Like, they were very little, so they wouldn't remember it. But, that's all they saw was, oh, mummy drinks something. I mean, I'm guessing that's what would have gone through their brain, was like, mummy drinks something and it makes her ill. So it would have looked like I was drinking a poison.
Well, mum's doing something to harm herself, and that takes us back to the self-harm thing that I was talking about earlier.
Such a big self-harm thing. That is really the wrong message. So really I was affecting my well-being and my mental health by putting a toxic fluid into me. It was like subliminal messaging, like I'm saying, look, this is okay to do this. Whereas in fact, I was numbing out the person that I truly am, like my authenticity and my true self. I was pretending to be someone else in order just to numb out everything because I couldn't handle the motherhood journey.